So with The Boys Season 4 finally coming to an end, I wanted to do a review not only for the season as a whole, but more specifically for the season finale, Episode 8 Assassination run. Now, the last episode we reviewed was Episode 4, and I gotta say, the second half of the season definitely improved overall, and we got some crazy things the entire way through. So for 5, 6, and 7, more specifically 6 and 7, those were insane episodes. Episode 6 was like this season's Hero-gasm, if you remember that episode from Season 3. And then episode 7 perfectly bridging us and leading us into Assassination Run, which is episode 8. Now, when it comes to episode 8, this is easily the best episode in the entire season. Not only that, but I think it's one of the best episodes in this entire series as a whole. So I took some notes while I was watching. Let's just go ahead and touch on some key moments that happened inside of this finale, starting with the fake Starlight situation. Of course, we had the shapeshifter who was sleeping with Huey, who proposed to Huey, pretty much just completely dismantling Starlight's life, making a awkward interaction between Huey and the real Starlight once they finally got back together after that situation was resolved. And then in the way that it was resolved, with the reveal happening and the shifter getting exposed and having a one-on-one with Kamiko, then a one-on-one with the real Starlight and the fake Starlight, that was amazing. That was brilliant. I liked that clone battle that they did there. But it also made for some great laughs along the way with the shifter character. And then we might as well go ahead and discuss Frenchie and Kamiko. Of course, this has been building up for 3 seasons now 4 seasons. Finally, we got this stupid side story out of the way that Frenchie's character was having, and all of those issues have been resolved, and Kamiko and Frenchie are now an item inside this show. We've been waiting for that. Finally, it's here. It's out the way. More importantly than the relationship stuff inside of this season and inside of this episode is Victoria Newman being exposed by Homelander on live television. That was absolutely insane. What a fantastic moment. She's been hiding in the shadows for this entire time. Of course, trying to keep her secret hidden so she can get more bills passed and become president. But no, Homelander straight up outs her as a soup. He walks off while she's pissed off. It was a fantastic scene. We then have Homelander putting out a hit for every single employee who knows too much information about Homelander and about Vought and the Seven, and he just straight up hunts down his own employees, which includes Ashley and the fake Ashley, which, by the way, Ashley runs off, shoots up some V. We never see the ending of that. She has some horrific transformation happen. It cuts halfway through, and we're going to see the reveal for that, I'm guessing, in episode 1 for season 5. I can't wait to see what that reveal is because it looked horrendous, quite honestly. And moving on from that, we also see Homelander getting pissed at Ryan for keeping the little family picture hidden, which leads into Ryan going to meet Butcher and the CIA agent Grace. Now, of course, if you've seen this episode, you know what happens. A crazy scene where they kind of trap Ryan there. They're trying to explain to him how terrible Homelander really is. They're just straight up telling him the truth. They can't sugarcoat it anymore with Butcher's demise coming very quickly. So they go ahead and tell him everything, which then leads into Ryan trying to escape. They try to block the room, and Grace ends up dying via Ryan throwing her at a wall and like breaking her neck. A crazy scene, a very Homelander-esque moment from Ryan. That was like his aunt inside of this show. Grace watched over him a lot. She was the head of like his witness protection pretty much, and that was a crazy scene. He pretty much killed a family member of his. So I assume things are only going to get darker for this character going forward. Ryan, you're a bad guy now. It is what it is now. That scene as a whole sends Butcher into the complete other side of his psyche, of his consciousness, in which we then see him just fully allow this parasite, this V worm inside of him, take over his body, and he kind of merges with it, because the next time we see Butcher is in his meeting with the boys, and he looks healthy. He doesn't look like he's on the verge of death anymore. We get an insane scene where the boys were going to do a deal with Victoria Newman. They were going to help her and her daughter out, and Butcher arrives. He puts an end to that completely and just kills Victoria Newman, rips her in half with these super powered tentacles. It was absolutely insane. One of the best moments in the entire series as a whole, and Butcher just steals the soup virus from them, so it's no longer in possession of the boys. Butcher has it, and he's now on this gung-ho mission to kill all soups, which should be extremely interesting once season 5 drops in. We get a return from Sister Sage inside of this episode. One of my favorite characters. You know, she got introduced in this season, and she's really held her own as a character inside of this season up to episode 8. So we see her come back after Homelander has pretty much fired her, kicked her to the curb, and we discover that we are still in Sister Sage's plan. She worked all of this out, and everything that has happened up to this point has been from her doing. Even her getting kicked out and leaving, even her getting shot in the head in episode 7. So absolutely crazy. She is the smartest character in the entire show, so I'm glad they didn't just throw her by the wayside, and we're getting real payoff with that character being introduced into this show and into this season. Now, moving on from that, with the death of Victoria Newman, Homelander pretty much makes a pact with the other candidate for president. He pretty much wins because there's no other candidate running anymore, and now that he's in office, Homelander and him make a pact, make a deal where he's pretty much bowed down to Homelander, the president of the United States. Absolutely insane. So Homelander is now officially running the entire show for the whole country. They activate martial law, so Supes are going to be over the entire country, pretty much working with law enforcement now, more invasive than ever. And then at the very end of the episode, we see Frenchie, Kamiko, the boys get ambushed by Gen V, the characters from that show, and they pretty much get taken captive. They put Frenchie inside some armored vehicle, they ride off with him, and that's the last we see of him. So again, more payoff for once season 5 begins. And for our final important event for episode 8, for this finale, Soldier Boy is back, one of the best characters ever introduced inside of this series. Of course, he was throughout all of season 3. We then kind of see him disappear at the end of season 3 with the finale. He gets like shot out of a window, and we just haven't seen him since. So he's been like cryogenically frozen. They've captured Soldier Boy once again. So Homelander goes, he sees that, and I assume, they're going to link up and make a pact, bring him back to life, and he's going to be a menace inside of season 5. So there we have it. That's pretty much the summary for episode 8. Those are my thoughts on the second half of this season, from episode 5 to episode 8, the finale. And I gotta say, after the first 4 episodes, I didn't really know where they were going. It was good, but it felt like we were kind of moving nowhere. But with that finale right there, a perfect send-off for season 4. I can't wait to see season 5, which we're not going to be able to witness until 2026, which is absolutely crazy. And if I had to rank this episode, that being episode 8, I would give it a 10 out of 10. Easily the best episode this entire season. Like I said, one of the best episodes in the entire series as a whole, easily. And the writers for this show deserve a round of applause for how well they ended and wrapped up this season. I'm so stoked for season 5. I hate that it's 2 years away, but it is what it is, man. We enjoyed it while it lasted, and I'm curious to know your thoughts about episode 8 and season 4 as a whole down in the comment section down below. So go ahead and share that with all of us down below. And if you don't know what we do here on Demigod ENT, we do film and TV reactions and reviews. So if you're interested in any of this movie-based content, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.